Oh my god, I can't believe it's finally here! I've been waiting for even just a hint of this game to be announced for years, and I know many of you have been as well. And it's finally real! The Persona 6 hype cycle is finally officially upon us, and I'm diving right in. This video is going to be less structured than a normal analysis, and is more so going to be an excitement-fueled speculation session. So let's just take a look through the brief teaser trailer and see what's in store for us. Immediately we are met with green, and I could not be happier. I mean, we all knew it was probably going to be green, but I feel so good about it, since it's my favorite color. Wow, shocker. What I was not expecting was the immediate sound of rain. I feel like weather hasn't been so distinctly associated with any other Persona game other than 4 with its dense fog. But we'll have to see more of the game before it can be determined if rain has any significance to the wider setting, or if it was just there to provide additional atmosphere to the trailer. I love it though! Rainy environments in games have such a vibe to them, and it could be really interesting to play in a city that's frequently storming. The slow pan throughout the graveyard immediately evokes an eerie sensation that you don't normally get from Persona marketing, which tells me that Persona 6 might be a grittier and more unsettling story than what we're used to. This is backed up by the shrill static that permeates the scene every few seconds. It's hard to describe, but it doesn't feel like a normal cemetery. The way the tombstones are all structured in a slanted circle leading towards the statue in the center makes it feel more like an occult ritual is being performed. I wonder if the site is going to be somewhere we can visit in-game and what lore it'll carry with it. Did an occult tragedy happen there, or in the town nearby, and that's where all the victims were buried? The Xbox wishlist page for the game mentions occult incidents, so this would make a lot of sense to me. Maybe our protagonist will hear about urban legends surrounding the cemetery, and on their way to investigate, that's how they awaken to their persona? I love the way the statue is framed by those gnarled, bare trees towards the end. It's so spooky and has that classic haunted house aesthetic that I just adore. Haunted, scary areas and otherwise cheerful video games are usually some of my favorite areas in those games. Think the haunted houses from Mario, or the Flying Dutchman's Shipyard from SpongeBob Battle to Bikini Bottom, or the old chateau from Pokemon Platinum. If we get multiple areas like that in Persona 6, especially in the main city the game takes place in, I will be so happy. Now, we can't tell what exactly the statue is from just the teaser. Tried zooming in on the text at its base, but even setting the YouTube video to 4K, it's completely illegible. I'm so curious though if it actually means anything, or if it's just placeholder text. I mean, looking at the statue itself, it appears to me to be a robed figure without a head? That might not be what it is at all, but it kinda looks like it, right? Who is this? If it is a person, are they buried there, or is this a statue meant to commemorate them some other way? Maybe it's meant to worship them? I don't know. This teaser gives us so little, but I'm so excited about it already. What I do think I can say confidently is I believe the figure reaching out towards the statue at the end is almost certainly our protagonist. So what are they doing? Why are they gesturing towards this mysterious headstone this way? I'm curious as to why our protagonist would come to this cemetery in the first place. Maybe someone they care about was buried here, or maybe they're curious about urban legends surrounding this place, like I mentioned earlier. My favorite idea is that we play as some kind of paranormal investigator, and over the course of the game we'll be pursuing occult incidents, using our personas to stop them and save the townsfolk. I would seriously love a Persona game like that as someone who used to be obsessed with shows like Supernatural. It fits right into the mythos of Persona as a series already hosting countless figures from mythology, folklore, and cryptid. Now, can I just say how terrifying the visuals at the end are? Why are we getting this chopped together image of this creepy, uncanny figure, as well as all the harsh colors and noises amping up the unsettling factor of the scene? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the most overtly horror Persona has ever been. Coupled with all of the flashing lights and frantic sound is the message, "Who are you?" which is something I have no idea how it'll tie to the rest of the game. Maybe we'll be returning to themes of identity similar to Persona 4, but I think more likely it may be tied to the headstone we see at the center of the graveyard. Maybe the story will in some way involve speaking to the dead? The visuals at the end of the teaser also include a lot of hands pointing towards a something off screen, making me think the question is meant to be accusatory? The truth is, we honestly don't know. But I want to know so bad! This trailer is already so interesting, and I can't believe it's finally here, and I know I've already talked a lot about a minute-long trailer, but there's so much to say, and now I want to jump into a bit of pure speculation, so bear with me. So, this is gonna be a horror game, right? Y'all are gonna think I'm absolutely insane, but it just feels like it's gonna be a horror game. Or at least have a lot of horror elements. I mean, look at that trailer! The entire atmosphere of Persona 6 is something already much spookier than anything I've seen in a Persona teaser before. At least, not in its more recent release. Persona 6 very well might return to a more dark and gritty feel the franchise had in its early days with Persona 2 and 3. This by no means says the game will be outright horror, but as we're in the pure speculation part of the video, let a girl dream for a bit. I would love to see a scary evolution for the Persona series. Obviously, it needs to keep its stylish, vibrant atmosphere and design, but I have full faith that the Atlus can do that with a darker story. It already has with Persona 3, after all. So, what do I think the game and story will look like then? What does a fusion of Persona and horror entail? I think the game will take place in a small town, similar to Inaba but more woodland than country. A place with an occult history that has since been forgotten or obscured in the modern age, but rumors and urban legend still persist. Our protagonist, a transfer student of course, grows curious about these rumors and takes inspiration to investigate a local graveyard. This is where they'll awaken to their persona and start their journey as a paranormal investigator, covering the truth behind the paranormal happenings that have plagued this town for hundreds of years. I think the overall atmosphere will be a fusion of vibrance and grittiness. All kinds of different hues of green, blue, and brown will make a gorgeous forested setting. I think the game will take the stealth aspect of Persona 5's palaces and turn it into a survival horror-esque dungeon experience, having us explore several strange abandoned locales both within the real world and the cognitive world, again similar to Persona 3, where we sneak around avoiding monstrous shadows that are specifically programmed to hunt and ambush the player. Give the shadows a much more intelligent AI that hides from and jumps out at the player when they least expect it, and introduce something like QuickTime events that would force the player to be fast-acting in order to get the advantage in turn-based combat. I would love to see all of this, but obviously, as it is now, we have very little to go off in regards to what Persona 6 will be like, or if anything in the teaser will be represented strongly in the final game. I could be completely wrong about all of this, but the discussion and hype building are what make teasers like this so fun and memorable in the first place. I cannot wait to see more info about Persona 6 in the future, and I'll probably cover any future trailers we get as they come out. Let's hope the game isn't stuck in development hell for 4 years. But with that being said, thank you so much everyone for watching and listening to me ramble for a few minutes. Please let me know any thoughts and speculations you have in the comments, and go ahead and subscribe while you're down there. I hope you have a good day/night, and I hope we all enjoy Persona 6 when it comes out. Thanks again for watching!